Beehive Sports Podcast is powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Use promo code Beehive20 for 20% off your golf and MLB PA apparel. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Monday night, episode 13 of season 2. Tonight's show on the Buzz, we got the local shout-outs. First, it's actually going to start with a special shout-out to the family of Colton Brown and their successful golf scramble that they held this past Saturday. Then we'll get into local shout-outs, followed by what's got Buzzin' and Buzzkill. Then we're going to get into a little bit of college sports, the LIV or LIV or what I found out, 54. So whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Get into that a little bit. I have a weird stat that my buddy Jimmy sent me. I'd actually seen it must have been earlier that morning, but he sent me a weird stat that came in via the NHL. So we'll talk about that a little bit in the opening buzz as well. In sports history, we're going to get into one of the most distinctive pieces of sports terminology and its origin. You're going to like this one. I haven't even told you about this yet, I don't think. Did I?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. You're going to like it. Sketty On, the Scandinavian Mixed Open, which is backpacking off of last week, right? With golf tips. So we're going to talk about, he's going to do his thing. And the things that sting, of course, there's more Deshaun Watson news. And that's going to lead us into some Baker Mayfield news. As we said last week, the 5 Rays player who opted out of wearing the Pride gear. The gymnasts are suing the FBI over the botched Larry Nassar investigation. And also, this one kind of flew under the radar, I feel like. But we're going to get into the Chargers owner, Dean Spanos, is also being sued by his sister. And that's quite a wild case they have going out there. And then in my hive, we're going to be joined by the GOAT, Kevin Dustin, Warren Area High School track and field plus cross country coach. Let's go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
The Buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light Apple is back on the shelves wherever you purchase your adult beverages. This is a summertime crisp favorite, from my understanding. I think I've only tried it one time.
Yeah, I feel like I've had it once, but I'm going to have it 30 more times, apparently. So
you are.
It's going to be all right.
You are going to have it 30 more times.
Speaking of which, I need to get that out of the truck.
I am too. Yeah, you might want to get that in the fridge ASAP.
Yeah.
Please drink responsibly, folks. But Busch Light Apple back on the shelves. I don't know for how long, probably for the length of summer. I'll have to ask Paul. I'll get some insider info on that. I want to give a quick reminder to audio listeners, because I am still getting this, and I don't know if the stuff just doesn't pop up. I don't understand the whole Facebook algorithm bullshit. We get good interaction on posts, and then some we get no interaction. And I know it's not because that post is less interesting than the other post. I don't understand how that happens. But there's people who are still asking, your shows are live broadcasted. How haven't they seen that yet?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's the blue line in the logo. I screwed us from the beginning. Facebook don't like that shit. Reminder to audio listeners, if you are one of our downloaders of each episode and you listen, while you're traveling or whatever, just be aware that we do live shows every Monday night, 8:00. The episode that you listen to when you download it is recorded and broadcasted live. So those are broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Go ahead on each of those. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever it might be. But we like getting those numbers up. It's helpful for us. And, Hunter, There you go. Good advice. Follow the page and turn notifications on. Thank you, Hunter. But I think that might be the only way, because I do believe we are getting hosed somehow. There's still people who don't know that we do live video shows. So we need to spread the word, get it out there somehow. I don't even know what the answer is. Because I feel like if I post on Facebook, hey, the shows are live, like live video, then those are the posts that Facebook allows like 4 people to see. They don't want us to succeed.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to give that reminder out there. Sketty and I are fresh off the links.
Yep.
Just played an adventurous round of 18 holes at the illustrious Conowongo Valley Country Club. Do you want to talk about what happened on hole 12?
You did it. You tell us about it.
So a year ago, was it a year ago? Less than a year ago, because I got them in like September, because I only used them like 4 times before the golf season was like over. I bought myself as a reward, because keep in mind, 3 years ago, or 3.5, 4 years ago, somewhere in there, I had just started golfing, and I got into the GIN system when I joined Conowongo, so I could have a applicable handicap, and it was 35. I would like some film to have watched. Like, I wish I could watch one of my rounds of golf like 4 years ago on film.
That would take a whole case of Busch Light Apple for me. So,
well, you have one. Turns out
I do. That's true. I guess
turns
I do
out you have enough. But like, so, anyways, at the beginning of this year, I'm down to a 17.1. So cut it in half. And as a reward, and not to mention, I was using some pretty old TaylorMade burners that I bought from Kyle, my coworker, and they did me good. For I think he sold them to me for like $100, a whole set of irons, and they did the trick. They got me what I needed to do. But as a reward, those started breaking. So maybe it is me. I don't know. But the irons were like dry rotting, like at the bottom. It wasn't my fault. Like, legitimately, this wasn't my fault, but they were, because Nick Giambrone fixed some of them for me. But anyways, so as a reward for cutting my handicap completely in half and feeling like, I'm starting to get into this and figuring some things out, I bought myself some new PXGs, because law enforcement, you can get into PXG troops and you get a massive discount, which is cool. So I took advantage of that and got the PXGs. Well, not even a year old today on number 12, and I'm just starting to hit my driver pretty decent, right?
Yep.
Wasn't doing all the crazy shit anymore. Just, I might have had a little bit of a weird fade going, but I was playing it to that. I was doing, things were okay. And then hole 12, tee it up, get set, get ready, take my swing, and the club head just goes like 50 yards down the left side of the fairway. I will note the ball did travel farther than
it was close, but yeah.
Yeah. But so we finish hole 12. I'm chipping onto the green while I'm on speakerphone with PXG's customer service, getting that shit replaced. Because member guest we keep saying it's 2 weeks away, and I don't know why we said that all day today.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks. I looked it up on 17.
2 weeks. Everybody we talk to, fucking member guest is in 2 weeks. I need to get that club fixed. And it's definitely a month away. Yeah,
I was a little surprised nice that PXG answered and you got right to someone. Like,
it was fast.
I was surprised. Yeah, they were like right on the phone. I was just a little shocked they weren't like a little more what do you want to say, accommodating. What'd they tell you, 5 to 10 days?
5 to 7.
Ship it 5 to 7. Which still, I'm guessing once it goes in, it's going to be a pretty quick ship. But I got to thinking about it. Remember, I told you my driver broke, but this was like 2 or 3 years ago. Same thing. I didn't even have probably 2 rounds on this driver. Same thing happened. Busted at the hosel, and I'm thinking it's the same company. The shaft was made by the same company, the Hazardous, whatever the heck.
Smoke.
I think it was that same shaft. I'm pretty sure that's the one that busted on me. I know I had it in one of my drivers. I don't remember which driver it was, but I feel like it was that one that busted.
Well, I don't know, but it was bullshit. And I should have bartered for like a free hat or something. Can you do that? You think? Should I have done that?
No,
like,
because I mean, you've played multiple rounds. Like when mine busted, I should have I didn't even have a round on it, and
oh,
it never
really?
touched the ground. I don't think I might have had 18 holes on it, so that might have been my 27th hole, but it was like brand new, like it was just and just busted.
So, Sketty shot well, like normal. What, 79?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was well, but yeah,
That's
yeah,
well.
I guess
If I
yeah.
shot 79, I'd get so fucking drunk afterwards in celebration that Devin would. She would be so mad at me. But I'd be like, "Listen, Dev. Actually, you know what? I don't think she would be mad at me. I think she would understand because she knows how much I enjoy golf now, and I'm really into it and trying to be better, trying to get better. If I shot a 79, she'd be like, just call me when you need a ride because I understand what's happening right now.
I keep shooting 79 and I want to get drunk after every one because I'm just so frustrated.
Well,
I've been 78 to 80 all year.
That's a good problem to have.
I'm beyond frustrated.
Yeah. So
beyond.
I shot a 91, right? 91.
Yeah, I think it was 91.
48. And here, the shitty thing is there's really only that score would have been much lower. I would have definitely been in the 80s for sure. It would have been in the 80s, except for holes 3, 4, and 5. I just decided to go on a complete adventure, and
I was just 3 was just bad. There was
there's a lot of there was a lot of bad stuff.
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
4 was just
4 was bad around the green.
Bad second shot. Yeah, 5 was bad around the green. 5 was where you kind of.
Oh yeah, 5 was par 3. Went into the bunker. Did make a birdie today.
You did.
That's always a good round when I make one birdie. I'm satisfied. So that was cool. But no, it was fun. Sketty's trying to kill me. He made me walk the first 9 holes before we were allowed to get into a cart. But I respect it because I think his secret motive is that he knows that now I have the uphill battle of fighting dad bod.
Yeah,
because I have a kid.
I'm currently fighting dad bod, and I don't have a kid. So yes, I need to get the steps in.
Well, you guys lay off that Stromboli.
Oh man, that's so good though. God bless Napoli's.
I'm telling you,
I really think you're a police officer. You should maybe look into them because I swear they put some sort of crack or addictive drug in the sauce.
I'm not going to look into that.
I thought long and hard last night when I got to the end of my Stromboli, and I still, they give you the massive thing of sauce. I probably had a good amount left, and I really thought to myself, should I just spoon this sauce down? And I didn't do it, but I was like, this is so freaking good.
I definitely, when we go to Hibachi, and you know how you get that little ginger dressing salad at the beginning.
Yep.
I 100% drink that.
Oh yeah.
Whole clean, and it makes really good. It makes Devin want to throw up every time I do it. Actually, I don't know if she thinks it's gross or she's just embarrassed. I don't know which one it is.
Little of both.
But I'm not wasting that. Dressing is awesome.
I was kicking myself because I threw the sauce away because I was like, okay, I'm done. Then I saw that I had some bagels left in the fridge, and I was like, oh, could have saved that sauce, put it on there. Little mozzarella cheese.
Yeah. Pizza bagel. Bam. Bam.
Bam.
Pizza bagel.
That might be my buzzkill this week. I blew it. Wasted sauce.
All right. We should probably get rolling here. We do have a guest coming on later, Kevin Dustin, the GOAT, as we like to call him. Kevin had told me recently that we are the number 1 PR for the cross country and track team. They need more. Those guys deserve more coverage. I hate running, so kudos to them.
Yeah. Yep.
I just walked 9 holes of golf, and I wanted to fucking lay in a ditch for a while. But so if you want to run circles, around track, go ahead. I'll root for you. So first off, we're going to start with a special shout out to the family of Colton Brown. I golfed in the inaugural Colton Brown Memorial Golf Scramble this past Saturday at Cable Hollow. Super successful. It was full. We were lucky to get in. We got on the waiting list on it was Monday or Tuesday. I thought about it and text, California Cross and Steve. They were all like, yeah, we could play. And then I text Cody, who's Colton's brother. Cody Brown's the assistant district attorney in Warren County. He's a good buddy of mine. And I text him and I said, hey, can we get a team in? He's like, oh, we're full. I'm like, shit. So he was like, waiting list. I was like, yeah. And it was like the next day, he's like, hey, a spot open. So we got it. So we were in, but packed tournament. It was a lot of fun. Colton was a Erie County adult probation officer, 24 years old. He passed away January 6, 2021, after battling COVID. So like I said, he's the brother of Cody, who's a good friend of mine. And it was just an awesome time. I mean, they had, breakfast, dogs at the turn, and then pulled pork sandwiches afterwards. Like, it was, you ate well. The basket raffle was insane. They had one item that I really, really was hoping that I would win. It was a Vince Papale autographed Eagles helmet. I was like, that'd be badass to win that, because there was a Marv Levy autographed Bills mini helmet, but actually Jimmy, who's in the comments right now saying that he's hungry for Napoli's, that's what happened. You move away. He lives in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So yeah, you no Napoli's down there, my friend. Best pizza still resides, Warren, Pennsylvania. But Jimmy actually got me a Marv Levy autographed photo framed, so for my man cave that I'm sitting in right now. So I was like, I don't really need the mini helmet, but I was like, Vince Papale, that'd be sweet. So that's kind of where I threw the majority of my tickets, but I didn't win anything. Still a good cause. Like, they're working towards making a scholarship in his name. He went to Penn State Behrend, clearly well liked up there, based off of the interaction I saw online when he did pass away and when all of this stuff got going. He was just really nice kid, very genuine, and it's a shame what happened, but it's really cool the way that they're honoring him, and I just gonna keep supporting that any chance I can. So I'll definitely be looking earlier to get on the list to play in that tournament next year. Not gonna wait till the last minute like I did this time around, but so I'm just really happy for the Brown family, and I hope that they're getting close to their goal, and that this was a big aid in doing that. So I just wanted to mention that at the beginning. Let's get into local shout outs. Gonna first say congrats to all the Dragon, Wolverine, Knight, Eagle, Tbsp Bulldogs, right?
Yeah.
Horrible of me to ask you that during a live show, but I had to, because I wrote Bulldogs, and I'm like, if they're not the Bulldogs, whatever. But congrats to all the seniors who graduated this past weekend, and best of luck to all the athletes who are going to be playing, at the next level. There's quite a few. Seems more and more that's happening where Warren students are really getting their names out there and committing to schools to continue their being a student athlete. I think it's great. So let's see. Warren Area High School track and field, solid move, recently completing an 8-week track and field training program for 3rd through 6th graders. Maybe if I would have had something like that, I would not hate running so much now. Volunteer coaches Gabby Hahn, Rachel Beach, and then head coach, the GOAT, Kevin Dustin, was all a part of that. So they completed that this past week. Shout out Hallie Kuzminski, named Lady Dragon Offensive Softball Player of the Year, batting .422, hitting 6 dingers. Oh, this no offense to anybody else in local shout outs, but this might be my favorite one. I was perusing the Sunday League, or not the Sunday League, the Friday night co-ed softball standings. And you know how they put the home run leaders? So shout out Tori Means, tied for 2nd in co-ed slow pitch league home run leaders. That's not the 2012 home run derby champ that I know. Just saying, Tori. I don't know if it's, you're losing a little strength. You're getting a little older. I don't know what it is, but he's tied with Pelly, who Pelly's like backside.
Pelly works out every day.
But he's a contact hitter.
Yeah,
like Pelly's like borderline girl sniper when it comes to co-ed, because he always hits towards second base. I don't know, Tori.
I don't know.
Figure it out.
Who's in the lead?
I don't know. Somebody I didn't know.
So not important. I like it.
No, no, I don't get a shout out. I don't know who they are. Torrey, though, 2012 home run derby champ.
Yeah.
10 years, 10 years later, he's tied for second with a contact hitter. Like Pelly's like Altuve.
He doesn't. Torrey doesn't play for BET anymore. That's the problem.
That could be it.
That's it.
No, they're still you guys though, aren't they? Isn't it Munch Appliance Repair / Peppermill?
I don't think Torrey plays with them, does he?
I'm pretty sure he does.
This is how long it's been since I've been in the fields. I have no idea who's even on the Peppermill squad.
I don't either, but I will tell you how over softball like I am now that I'm so into golf. At Justin's diaper party golf round we did, Brendo was riding with me and he's like looking at his phone and I could tell he was like frustrated. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, softball. And I'm like, oh. He goes, would you want to play 2 games tomorrow? I was like, no. And he goes, okay. He gets it too. Brendo's I think he's starting to get to that point too. So Hunter, no what? You can't just say no. Oh, Torrey plays with Brad and Tracy. Okay.
I know my team, kinda. Yeah, I'm not a Steinbrenner owner. I just say, here's the check. Let me know when we win.
Hunter, can you tell us what's wrong with Torrey's swing currently? Because we aren't down there. We don't see it, but something's up. We'll move on while Hunter gets the scouting report up there. Shout out Bill Kessler, another person who I do not know. Bill Kessler, do you?
No,
I don't know Bill Kessler, but he got a hole-in-one on number 5 at Cable. That's that long par 3.
Yep, that's a tough one to do. Yep.
That's a real tough one. It was they had the T markers back for the tournament, but it's like you're looking at 190, 200 on that shot. Pin was in the back. I think it was 200 from the tee box where we were when we were playing Saturday, but
unless he plays the senior tees, who knows? I don't know him.
That's possible.
Could be closer. Who knows?
That is possible. But either way, so congrats, Bill Kessler. Shout out Eden Christian Academy, cousin Jared. Things did not go the way they were hoping for going into the PIAA tournament state championship. They suffered a first-round PIAA loss to Sagertown. They had an undefeated season, which ended with a loss in the Whippeal Championship, but they still made it to PIAA. But then they lost their first-round game there. So they still had a great season, though, undefeated. Jared's committed to Marietta College to pitch. Marietta's currently ranked number 2 in the country for D3 baseball. So Jared B's hopefully a future guest. I keep saying he's going to be, but I actually haven't asked him yet. He did an interview with the paper in Pittsburgh. I don't think he'll have a problem coming on, chatting with a couple of geniuses. Hunter says he's old and back in the outfield, so burns up too much energy out there. That makes sense.
Fair.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Hunter. All right. With that said, we are on to Buzzin' and Buzzkill. What are you buzzing on this week?
I am super excited because I've got to play 54 holes of golf in the last 3 days, and I may take a break tomorrow and then play another 36 on Wednesday and Thursday, weather permitting. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to get a week of just a whole butt ton of golf in.
You're golfing with me on Thursday.
Yes.
And Kevin, the GOAT, and Kyle Grace. Or no, not Kyle. Who's our other one? Wade. Yes. Yeah. Kyle's got to work.
The team up.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So that is good. It's always nice. I feel like I usually have a week somewhere in summer. Right now it's going to be member guest weekend. It'll be the crazy amount of golf because I'm playing the chopper in the morning on Sunday too.
Yeah, so that's with that spot that opened up for the 2:00 tee time. Like, I would love to get into that, but I don't know because that's just a lot of golf over a 4-day stretch.
Correct. What's got me buzzing? Von Miller. Do you want to know why? Because I keep randomly forgetting that he's on the Bills now. Like, this happens to me throughout summer. It's every year. Every year they sign somebody, and, like, I just kind of forget. And then I'm like, later on, like, I'm just sitting there scrolling Facebook or something. And, Von Miller, I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot he's a Bill now. The Von Miller pass rush summit was just held a couple weeks ago. He has Greg Russo, Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa, all these young guys on the Bills D line out at his summit. Like, I think he's just as valuable off the field as he is on the field, but maybe even more so at, given his age. But no, it's just that's got me buzzed because it was just the other day I was like standing, sitting, doing something, and I just randomly remembered the Von Miller's a Bill, and it just got me excited all over again. So, what's killing your buzz?
Killing my buzz. We're going to go the same thing. Even though I've golfed 3 days in a row, I cannot put together a whole round, and I'm just getting frustrated. I'm trying to act like it's not bugging me too much, but it's starting to bug me. Like, it's just this purgatory of playing really good golf for, 15, 16 holes, and then just having 2 holes that are just complete, like, high handicapper meltdown holes. It's like, what are you doing? Why? Kill it. Just eat me up, bees.
I felt that today because that was pretty much me. 15 out of 18 holes I played pretty well. And then I had 3 holes that were just, we don't want to even talk about the numbers that were placed on the scorecard. They were that bad. What's killing my buzz? Ron Rivera for fining Jack Del Rio $100,000 for calling the Capitol protest a dust-up compared to the riots following the in-custody death of George Floyd. Their opinions. He got fined for an opinion. It was a non-football opinion. Nothing racist, nothing harmful. Literally, he's outside of work when he makes this claim on Twitter. Some of the arguments I saw going one way or the other, I'm going to address both sides because some people, which I hated, were like, oh, I guess free speech is dead. Free speech is dead. It's not a free speech issue. You can say things and your employer can punish you for it. That's not a free speech issue. That's not how it works. You might want to read the entire amendment. And some of the other ones I saw, going against what he said was a police officer literally died. Well, 2,000 were injured during the first 2 weeks of the George Floyd riots. So unless you gave a shit about them, don't tell me you cared about the Capitol police officer who died of a stroke days following, and it was ruled that it was caused due to stress and other physical stuff that happened during the January 6th protest. Another one I saw, they said, well, they caused $1.5 million in damage to the Capitol building. Well, there's actually a few claims that say way less than that, but there was over 1 billion in damages caused during the Floyd riots. 1 billion. And they're saying closer to 2, but whatever. The worst attack on the Capitol ever. Really? Because November 7th, 1983, a communist organization called M19 detonated a bomb in the Capitol's north wing, blowing a hole through a wall and knocking a Senate Majority Leader's door off its hinges. Didn't see any bombs, didn't see any weapons. So I saw an Occupy situation with some vandalism. I just think it's insane that Ron Rivera fined him $100,000 and they're donating it to the Capitol Police Memorial Foundation. Whatever.
I'm happy you brought that up. That's because that is stupid. I remember I saw that, but also to touch on your worst attack on the Capitol ever, like maybe the Capitol building wasn't built yet, but I'm pretty sure in 1812, like the British actually took the whole fucking Capitol over. Like it was like they had to Philadelphia. Yeah. So yeah.
That is accurate. I did throw a secondary buzzkill up here because I lied to you, and I apologize for that because I told you AJ Brown was in the things that sting. Yeah. He's actually my secondary buzzkill. AJ Brown's killing my buzz. Why? Because he's turning into the like DeAndre Hopkins scenario where he just can't stop talking about the Texans, like bad breakup. No, I'm totally over my ex, but I'm just going to talk about them all the time. That's the vibe I'm getting. And AJ Brown claims he's the best receiver in their franchise history. He is not. And like you said, is he talking just Titans? I would put him in the argument. I'd still argue that Derek Mason career-wise, like what are we talking?
So I looked at this list and it was written in 2017. And they did have Derek Mason was number 1. I don't remember who the second receiver was, but Kenny Britt was number 3. Kenny Britt was their third greatest wide receiver of all time.
Probably Dyson was the second one.
No, Dyson was an honorable mention.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I literally cannot think of who the heck it was.
But I mean,
like,
but is this
was,
like fan wise, or is this like
no? It was
statistically?
it was like, well, it was like a Titans like website,
Right. So they're just
so-
saying, hey, these are the best we've had. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because you could, I could argue that Stephon Diggs is one of the best Bills receivers of all time, but he's still got a ways to go before he's catching the best of all time statistically.
Well, yeah, but I don't think when AJ Brown says this, he knows he's not statistically the best wide receiver all time because, like, he only played 2.5 seasons basically.
Right.
But he might actually be the most talented wide receiver that was ever been on that team. Like,
and
I just think
he's also forgetting about the Oilers' existence.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to go into that, that's a little bit.
It's the franchise. That is what it is, though. It is still the franchise.
Well, by that math, the Browns have like 2 Super Bowls now.
Well, no, they don't.
Yeah, sure they do. The Ravens are the real Browns.
Well, no, but they still don't. They didn't win those Super Bowls in Cleveland. You could say that some of Baltimore's greatest, franchise players were in the era of the Cleveland time. I mean, that would be a valid argument to make, but you can't say that they were Super Bowl champions now because you're going into the future. This isn't fucking, you don't have a DeLorean here, Sketty, that you're hopping in and going, 1.21 gigawatts, 88 miles per hour. That's not how it works. You go back in time for all time.
Well, the Houston Oilers aren't the Tennessee Titans.
Yes, they are.
Different, maybe same owners, different city, different team name.
Well, definitely.
The Oilers are their own entity at this point.
But what do they wear when it's throwback time? They wear the old baby blue with the white. Yeah, they did.
Those uniforms.
They played a preseason game against Buffalo. Yeah, they are dope.
I love those uniforms.
But yeah, I just say AJ Brown. So while we're on that, do you want to add Tua and the Tua conversation?
Well, I mean, I guess that could have went with that for my buzzkill, but I thought we were talking about it in Sting. But like Tyreek Hill came out and said something about Tua's more accurate than Mahomes, and then Devontae Adams has also come out this week and said that. What did he say? Skill wise, it's like basically the same thing from Derek Carr to the 2-time MVP, back to back reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Like, no, but kind of like with the Brown thing, I just feel like people keep poking the bear, and like, Brown doesn't have to say something because he's on Twitter, but like what Tua or Hill said about Tua, what Adams said about Carr and Rodgers, like. Reporters are asking these questions. What are they supposed to do? Tell the truth?
Right. And that's what we discussed. We did discuss this a little bit at golf tonight. So I will, throw that out there just so everybody's aware. But that was like one of the conclusions that we drew is when you put these receivers, the media is putting receivers in positions to be like, talk shit on your old guy. Like, that's what we want you. Yep. That's what we're trying to get you to do. And Tyreek Hill just fell for it.
Well, I think they're trying to get them to talk shit on their new guy is what they're trying to say. I believe
they're trying to get them to talk shit on one of them.
Yeah.
Either one. They don't care if you're talking shit on Rodgers or Mahomes or Tua or Derek Carr. They just want you to say something that's going to fucking stir the pot up. And
loaded
Tyreek
questions.
just fell for it. Tyreek fell for it. Like, that's pretty much what it is. And Devontae kind of did too. I mean, realistically, and this is what, how do they not know to just say, hey, they both are professional quarterbacks and that they're here for a reason. And I'm going to do my thing with this guy, just like I did with that guy. And we're going to learn and grow and blah, blah, blah. And just say the right things. Like it's a say the right thing moment. See, that's one thing I always credit Allen with. Josh Allen, to this day, I mean, that could all change with one tweet or one, bad interview answer. But to this day, Josh Allen always says the right thing. And that's one thing that I love about that dude is it's mind-blowing to me that he's gone this far, had as much success as he has in the growth, that everybody talks about. And he just continues to keep saying the right thing. and I hope that maintains even after he got his bag of money. Kept saying the right stuff, so I hope that continues. But it's like, how do these other guys not know this? Is just Tyreek Hill's trying to convince everybody that Tua is a more accurate quarterback than the guy who has probably like been noted as one of the most accurate quarterbacks ever to fucking play the game of football.
Yep. Blows my mind. I like it. But what else do you say? Like, what else do you say?
I don't know. All right, that's it for Buzz and Buzzkill. Oh, this is brief. I just wanted to get into this real quick. So remember how I talked about Oklahoma softball being like a unit? Well, little did I know Tennessee baseball was kind of right there with them. They had a fantastic record this year, 57 wins, which is a school program record. So softball World Series is over. Baseball's still going. But Oklahoma mowed through Texas in the finals, 2-game sweep, outscored them 26-6. Fourth championship in 7 years, and that is including the COVID canceled season. So it's technically 4-6 because they didn't play in 2020. So that program's just in absolute beast mode. Now, Tennessee, on the other hand, number 1 seed going into the super regionals to make it to Omaha, and they get beat. The number 1 seed, 57 wins, program record, loses to the 40-win Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 7-3, ends their season. No Omaha for the number 1 team in the country. So rough for them, but Oklahoma, they stayed true and just started, kept beating everybody's ass. The Live. So this is just something I want to get into real quick, and then I'll let you, do your thing. The name, we were discussing that. Live. Is it Live? Is it LIV? It's actually a Roman numeral.
Is it 54? Is that like
it's
established?
54. They aren't calling it the 54. They're calling it the Live.
Okay.
But what that is the Roman numeral 54, and it's a reference to if you were to birdie every hole on a par 72 course, that would be your score. And further, the number of holes played at live events, 54. So that is how that name came to be.
I think it's also the number of golfers in the field, if I'm not mistaken.
There's 48 in this past weekend's event.
Maybe I thought they were making it 54 because I thought they said there was like 5 open slots.
Well,
but maybe I'm wrong. I could be correct.
I don't think so because it's 4 teams of 12.
Okay, yeah. Well, then it would be
12 teams. 12 teams of 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's 48 guys. Charles Schwartzel, who I just don't like his name. Charles just pisses me off. Wins the inaugural event in London, shooting 7 under. Andy Ogletree, plus 24.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, that's like, I could golf with that guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's 8 over every day. So that's like, just, he's living my pain.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Go shoot 80 every day.
I couldn't golf with him. Because I'd be like plus 24, like 1 round. Right?
Close to it.
96?
Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
All right.
But he still made what?
140,000, 150,000, something like that. 120,000.
So the guys that tied for 20th, I think they made in this week's PGA Tour event, tied for 20th. They were like whatever, 5-6 under. I think they made like 130 a piece or something like that.
Nice.
So not dead last.
So the other thing that all the anti-livers, that's what we're going to call them. The anti-livers who were all over the internet all weekend claiming they were watching the PGA, but they were also just bashing the live the entire time. They were making fun of like the logos and the team names, and I thought some of the team names were cool. So did you see any of those? Because I wrote them all down here.
I saw a few of them, and there were some that I liked, and there were other ones that I just kind of thought were trash.
So 4 Aces, I'm not huge on that one. High Flyers, I like that one's okay. Punch, and it's all golf club. So it's 4 Aces Golf Club, High Flyers Golf Club, Punch, the Cleeks, Ironheads, Smash, like Smash Golf Club, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I like that one. Crushers Golf Club, I like that. The Majestics, meh. Stinger, I mean,
Yep.
hello.
I like that.
Hello.
Yep.
The Beehive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beehive. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're in.
Hello. Those are our guys.
Fireballs. Hello.
Yep.
Core of the Fireball. Yeah, I'm in. Niblix. I don't know what that is.
Not sure.
I didn't even look it up. Should have, but
No.
I don't know what that is. And then Torque Golf Club. That's bad. I
kind of
like that.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah,
I like that one. So yeah, but they're all none of those are any good according to the anti-livers. Their logos are trash. I don't have time for the anti-livers anymore. What get off your fucking high horse.
That's just it. Did you read the article I sent you? I don't even remember what site I read it on, but like
it's Golf Week.
Was it Golf Week? Yeah, like they hate the live, and they like this whole article was just bashing them. If you saw the interview with it was like Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter, I don't remember who the other guy up there was, but like they were asking him, if Vladimir Putin has a golf tournament, would you play in it? Like, is there no moral line for you? Like, what's the line that you wouldn't golf in these guys' golf tournaments? Like, basically trying to say they're terrorist supporters. Like, the attacks these guys are getting are just, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
So the other thing that I thought was hilarious is that Golf Week said in that article, like one of the first paragraphs of the article you sent me said, obviously, or the live is starting this weekend. You might not know that because as it should, it isn't getting very much media coverage. Like they're like, as it should, you know?
Yep.
Literally the minute the tournament was over, they put out an article about the final standings and who won what money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, man, you really hating on the live, huh? Yeah. Cause now you're writing about it to get article clicks and, ad revenue and whatever it is that online publications do, but just ridiculous. Anything else on the live before we move on?
Yeah, we forgot to cover the part where the PGA basically said, you can't quit, you're fired.
Oh yeah. We did. And we had, so who was that? Who'd they suspend? Dustin Johnson?
Well, as anybody that was on the live or that is going to play on the live will be suspended. But it was kind of cool at the bottom of their letter where they explained how they, suspended all these guys. They listed the players, and then it had asterisks next to the guys that basically already resigned their membership. So they were even admitting these guys quit. But if they didn't, they would have been suspended.
So I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to go play in the live because they're offering me, like they just backed up the Brinks truck and put a bunch of bags of money on my front porch. So I'm going to resign.
Yep. And PGA just says, no, you can't resign. You're suspended.
You're fired.
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
quit.
You can't quit. You're fired. Like
you're fired.
I mean, I guess they had to do something because they're losing so many guys. Like, they got to do something to deter any other players who might think about going. But man, I just thought that was like bad timing. Like this should have been an official thing when you knew what was happening. It should have just been officially out. Anyone that plays, you're done. You're suspended.
Hunter says, just let there be other levels of play, different leagues. Who gives a shit? It gives us more to watch. No, we agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. Yeah.
But like the PGA worshipers are struggling to let go of, the granddaddy of golf leagues and allowing there to be something else that exists.
I just don't understand that either because the PGA is never going to go away. Like this tournament thing it's not going to replace anything, that. Like
all the live's doing is it's forcing the PGA's hand to pay out a little bit more money to these guys.
Yep.
Greg Norman, and I said this last week, I'll continue saying this. This is probably one of the best things I read about this is that golf is a sport that the only sport that does not have free agency. Now we do. Now we do is all they're saying. Now you have an option. If you don't want, the PGA, and then, I know, those guys are making mad money on endorsements, but like Dustin Johnson signed what, 150 million, right?
He was 125, and I think Phil was like 200.
Okay. And so some sneaker company says, well, Dustin Johnson, you're fired from us too. And we're taking our $10 million with us. And he's going to be like, okay.
Exactly. Yep. That's
You
what I
can
thought.
keep
Well,
it. You
The,
can
the
keep it.
RBC who sponsored the PGA tournament this week was actually a sponsor of Dustin Johnson. And because he was going to play in that, they were like, no, we have to dump you because they're partnered with the PGA. And I just kept thinking, like, he does not give a shit.
Yeah.
125 million. I don't know what RBC was paying him, but it couldn't have been that much money. Like, he doesn't care.
It was, yeah. It
Why
wasn't
put it
100.
out? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why put that out? Like, it's just.
All right. Wrapping up the buzz. Weird stat. This is what Jimmy sent me earlier that I was discussing. The Avalanche versus the Lightning in the Stanley Cup is only the second time in the history of the four major American sports that a championship has been held where the two teams both don't have an S at the end of their name. So it's the first time in the Stanley Cup it's happened. Here was my, and this is exactly what I told him. I saw this post like earlier and I was reading through the comments and people were like mind blown and they were like, this, you'd think this would happen way more. You would think. I don't know why anybody thinks that, because, and I'm going to give you the breakdown. Okay. First of all, it isn't possible in the NFL.
Yep.
Can't happen. It isn't possible in Major League Baseball because you have the White Sox and the Red Sox who are both in the American League. So they cannot play in a championship against each other. The NBA, it would have to be the Heat or the Magic to face the Jazz or the Thunder.
Yep.
So those are the only potential matchups: Heat versus Jazz Thunder or Magic versus Jazz Thunder. That's the only way that could happen. In the NHL, up until this past season, all you had was the Avalanche and the Wild. Now you have the Kraken, but they're all Western Conference. So one of those three teams would have to play the Lightning in order for it to occur. So I'm missing like the part where all these commenters were like, wow, it's crazy this doesn't happen more. No, it's really fucking not. It's
people just don't realize.
It's extremely unlikely for it to happen. So I don't know. Just wanted to end on the buzz on that note. Something I did write in the notes though, perhaps for next week. This week is NFL mandatory minicamp.
Yep.
A very small handful of teams started today. The rest start tomorrow. So one thing that we did last summer, I would like to do again this year. Maybe we'll do it next week in My Hive or something. Go through the state of the quarterbacks in the NFL. So each team, take a look at their starter. Just kind of just briefly touch on each one. Like, we know who's set in stone. We know who we don't need to talk about, but there could be some controversy in some areas. So I think next week that is what we may get into, unless some, guest wants to pop on like they are tonight. So that's it for the buzz. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right. The buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light Apple, available wherever you purchase your beer. Please drink responsibly. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with This Week in Sports History.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
Busch. It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
It's so smooth.
Head for the mountains of Busch Light Beer.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, yourdailylocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to yourdailylocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Let's take a look back at this week in sports history.
This week in sports history is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. So, as I said earlier in the show, Cable Hollow, I was up there Saturday, 36-team golf scramble. Full, right?
Yep.
Anybody who knows Cable Hollow, pretty wide open course. Quite dangerous when there's 36 teams in a scramble. And, there's a lot of shit happening. So, naturally, what you heard a lot, almost every 5 minutes, it seemed like, was 4, like you would normally hear on a golf course. So, it got me thinking, wonder where that came from. How did it get to 4? So, I did some research, and that's going to be today's sports history. Is one of the most distinctive pieces of sports terminology that everybody knows. Even if you're not a golfer, people know that, right? So there's multiple theories out there. Most likely theory I found in an article on livescience.com. Nowadays, most golfers yell 4 only after they've hit an errant shot toward an unsuspecting golfer. But the term, which translates to watch out or heads up, was originally intended to be used for teeing off. The prefix 4 originated during the Middle Ages and in general indicates that something is ahead or in front of. Foremost, foretold, forerunner, foreman. All mean something or someone that is initial or first. So this is where 4 comes from. In the 1700s and 1800s, the golf term 4 caddy was described as a person hired by golfers or courses specifically to keep track of where each ball landed. According to the United States Golf Association, the 4 caddy would walk ahead of the group and stand in the area where the balls were most likely to land, and he would let each player know where their ball had rolled, both saving them time of locating it and reducing the number of lost balls. Because the 4 caddies often stood a considerable distance away from the rest of the group, the players would yell out 4 caddy to let them know that the ball was coming and that they should pay attention to where it falls. So you would walk to the tee box, set your ball, yell 4 caddy, and then shoot. So you actually yelled that prior to your shot as opposed to after. Although most golfers now only hire a caddy to carry their clubs, 4 caddies are still used in the professional golf tournaments, but they are more commonly referred to as spotters. So 4 caddies still exist under a different name.
Yep.
But that is where 4 came from. Now there's 2 other theories. One, the Scottish theory, which is that when they were in war and using muskets, they would, when somebody would shoot, obviously a musket takes a considerable amount of time to reload. They would yell 4, get down and load. And that was when the other shooters would start shooting and basically cover those guys while they were reloading. And they said that that's what 4 meant, was we were dropping down. And the reason they believe it could be possible is because one of the forts where this was common that they did this was right next to a golf course. So that's what that's the Scott. Yeah. But like I said, the most believable and logical explanation is the one I gave. So 4 caddy, that's where it all began. It just got shortened, like things often do over time, from 4 caddy to 4, and then it started, there's no reason to yell it unless we're hitting it at somebody. We don't have spotters up ahead. Although I would fucking love if I did have one.
Spotter would be useful. My question, did you think of this segment before or after you yelled 4 on the course today?
I thought of it Saturday. So
okay, so just coincidence then.
I did almost kill Bob and Jude.
Twice you almost got him.
What was the second time?
First time was on 6. Or not 6,
no,
7.
6. No, me and you.
Well, they were coming up.
Me and you topped 2 shots on 6 for the record.
I'm saying they were on 6. We were hitting our tee shots on 7. You had that little flare out.
Oh, yeah. I was a squeezer. Yeah. Yep. I did hit a squeezer on a par 3 today. Yeah, you're right. So it was almost twice.
You didn't yell 4 on that one.
Well, it hit a tree and went straight down.
Yeah, it was fine.
The second time on 9, though, I didn't realize they were over there. But it was like, I told Bob sorry, and he's like, I didn't even Didn't even know. I heard you yell 4. I didn't even see where the ball went.
It was a good thing because that one was screaming. That would hurt.
That would have hurt. Yeah. So, yeah, the origin of 4. I thought that was a good idea, though, because I never knew that. Did you know any of that stuff?
I did not. I always just kind of figured like 4 was, because that you're yelling 4 Warren, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're in a way, you're right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You're ahead of me, and I
Forward.
want to give
Yep.
you a heads
Forward.
up. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty cool. I thought I was excited to do that one. Maybe I can come up with some more shit kind of like that. But that's it. This week in sports history is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the things. Did I say that wrong? For the news, for the things you need, for the news you need when you need it. Whew. See, I blame you for all of this because you made me walk 9 holes today.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Same.
All right, we're
buddy.
going
Same.
to take a break. We'll be back with Sketty on the Scandinavian Mixed Open.
Hey there, everyone. This is Phil with JP Photography. I know. A photography ad on a sports show? I get it. You're here for sports talk and listening to Joe and Sketty's insane rambling.
Wait, what?
But bear with me for a few. I just want to tell you that JP Photography not only offers wedding photography, but also does events, engagements, headshots, family photos, and even some product photography. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for JP Photography or go directly to our website at johnphilphotography.com. That's JONPHIL photography.com.
He's absolute trash.
Sketty on. Let's have a listen to what Sketty's on this week.
0% chance that works.
We're back, Sketty on this week, piggybacking off last week's episode with golf tips, because there was one mentioned. I'll let him get into it, but we have Sketty on the Scandinavian Mixed Open. Better explain from the beginning. I'll get your music going and go for it.
Okay, so I saw this, must have been yesterday. Apparently on the DP World Tour, which used to be the European Tour, they have a mixed event or a few mixed events where the men and women play and compete against each other. Now, this week the news broke that this girl wins the tournament by 9 shots, and I'm thinking, holy shit, that's pretty impressive. Beat the next guy by 9, beat the next female by like 15. If you look at the event, though, the men and the women do not play the same tees. The women's tees are closer. The men are playing it at 7,000 yards. I scoured the internet today, and nowhere can I find the actual yardage of the women's course. So she may have played a 6,200-yard course versus a 7,000-yard course, and we're out here telling people she beat the men. You didn't beat the men. You played a different course. We don't run a 100-meter dash and say, bees, you get to run 50 meters, and we'll see who wins, and then you feel good about yourself when you smoke me. Like, it's just absolutely asinine. If you're playing this event together, make them play the same freaking tees, which I was already fired up about this because local tournaments around here happens all the time. Couple good guys get in, they go play the senior tees, and you can't compete against them because they have a distinct advantage. It's just stupid to me. I can't believe that this is news, but people are acting like it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to golf, and I just can't stand it. Drives me nuts.
So piggybacking off of last week, because what was the golf tip that you saw?
Oh yeah, play the tees to break whatever it was, 90.
Break 90.
Yeah, it's same thing. You're not really doing it. Just and this is further proof why. Right here, girl wins the tournament, not playing the same tees.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with I think in scramble format, if you're playing a scramble, you should have to play from the same tees as everybody should be playing the same tournament. I mean, that's just my opinion on it, but
money's on the line. It should be the same for everyone.
Right. Yeah, especially if they're hitting bombs off of the golds.
Oh yeah. Which there's a few guys out there that are just at that age where they can still hit it out there, but they're old enough to play the golds, and you can't compete against it.
Agree. All right. That's it for Sketty On. I enjoyed this week's Sketty On.
Thank you. I was a little
That was a
more
good
fired
one.
up this week.
You were. I like. Yeah. The more heated you get, the more I enjoy it. There was that one day you saved all your energy and just let it all come out during Sketty on. I can't remember what you were pissed about
Was
that
that?
week, but
I think that was like Rams Niners or something.
probably
like
Sean
that. I was
something to do with Sean McVay.
Yeah, I think it was Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with the things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's east side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of the Things That Sting is powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. So we're going to get back into the usual. Our boy Deshaun, it can't get away from him. New York Times releases an investigation that they've been working on into this case where they found that the Texans were not only involved, but pretty much enabling the entire situation, provided hotel rooms to Deshaun as well as NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. They found that he met a minimum of 66 women for massages over 17 months. It's looking worse and worse.
Pretty good.
Every day, this case just gets worse and worse. So, I'm really curious. I wish that the NFL would release the suspension. What they're going to do with that? Because I really want to see what. I don't know what they're. I mean, they're.
I don't think they know yet.
Well, I thought that they were done with their investigation.
Oh, are they done with the investigation?
I thought so. They did all the depositions a couple weeks ago, but they said they weren't
I knew they met, but
I'm sure there's more. I mean, they're probably talking to some of the girls. They're probably talking to, anybody that they can that has information. So that actually leads us into the second part of the second story of the things that sting. Baker Mayfield. So
baked.
Yes. Is that my first typo?
That's the first one I remember seeing.
Baked Mayfield. I'm going with it. Baked Mayfield. So Baked is excused from mandatory minicamp. So keep in mind, players who miss mandatory minicamp accrue fines over $90,000. Now that he's been excused, these fines don't apply. And all this tells me is that the Browns' ass kissing of Baker Mayfield has absolutely begun. It's here.
Yep.
Full on. We'll do whatever you want us to do because we know when the 2022 schedule rolls around in September, we're going to fucking need you because every day they realize more and more that they probably just pissed away $230 million in guaranteed money to a guy who the hell knows what's going to happen with at this point. Even if, let's say, even if he does get to where he can play, maybe if he serves a 1-year suspension or whatever, he's still 2 years now out of football.
Yep.
That does not help you, in any way, shape, or form. So I that's all I can see, because the only other person waiting in the mist for their chance to start for the Cleveland Browns is Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. They're in big trouble because I think Watson's gone for at least a year. But this could also be a move with Mayfield where they don't want him to get hurt and they can't trade him. Like, I still think in their heads they're thinking maybe Carolina, maybe Seattle. Someone's going to come calling for Baker. Let's not have him here, and
I think Baker said, I'm not fucking coming to camp, and they said, okay, well, we'll excuse you, and that way you don't get fined. We don't want any money to, you to get fined anything, or like we'll do whatever you need us to do.
Yep.
To me, they're pampering. Your point is good too. I could see that, like, hey, we don't want him, something stupid to happen because we need trade value out of this guy. All I see is, all I revert back to is Baker Mayfield saying he felt completely disrespected by the Browns when they started the pursuit of Deshaun to begin with. And I think that this is just purely backtracking on Cleveland's part, because they know they made a fucking big mistake. Big mistake.
That's also very, very possible. It doesn't hurt them at all to do this. There's no negative to them doing this at this point.
No, definitely not. On to the next one. Number 3, we have, as I said last week, I didn't have enough information to put it into the show, but Tampa Bay Rays pitchers, 5 of them, opt out of wearing the Pride gear during their Pride Night game, which I believe was the June 4th home game. They declined to wear the patch on the uniforms and chose to wear the team's standard caps. Pitchers were Jason Adam, Jalen Beeks, Brooks Raley, Jeffrey Springs, and Ryan Thompson. Jason Adam was selected by the organization to speak on behalf of the players who opted out, and called it a faith-based decision, and that the decision wasn't judgmental. So it's quote, "So it's a hard decision because ultimately we all said that what we want is them to know that they are welcome and loved here. But when we put it on our bodies, I think a lot of guys decided it's just a lifestyle that maybe, not that they look down on anybody or think differently. It's just that maybe we don't want to encourage it if we believe in Jesus, who's encouraged us to live a lifestyle that would abstain from that behavior. Just like Jesus encourages me as a heterosexual male to abstain from sex outside the confines of marriage, it's no different." Manager Kevin Cash chimed in and said the players' decision to not wear pride caps and patches, which the team described as something players could choose to opt in or out of, didn't create any division in the clubhouse. Quote, "I think what it has created is like what you've heard, a lot of conversation and valuing the different perspectives inside the clubhouse, but really appreciating the community that we're trying to support here," Cash said. So that was I'll be honest with you. I thought that would take off way more than it did.
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of steam to it, which is good. I think that's a good thing.
Agree. But I really, truly, when that first happened, I was like, oh boy, we got an absolute shitstorm coming on our hands with this one. And like Googling it today to just make sure I had, got the quotes that I needed and everything for my notes. Most recent article 5-6 days ago. So it's all right. I mean, it's put to bed. Yeah. But
good.
Interesting. Wasn't sure, but they were able to opt out of that, chose to, didn't get fined $100,000 by their coach. So Ron Rivera, maybe you should meet with Kevin Cash and have a conversation about how to not be a dickbag. Just saying. This one's great. Oh wait, nope, not that one yet. This one. This is not that great. The next one's great. This one, obviously a tragic situation that happened, but gymnasts sue the FBI over the botched Larry Nassar investigation. More than 90 women now suing the FBI for more than $1 billion for its botched investigation into the abuse allegations. I watched a interview with Maggie Nichols, who appeared on Fox News. She said the FBI waited a year, and Larry Nassar continued abusing athletes during that time. The Department of Justice report findings say the FBI failed to respond with urgency, falsified statements, which, dang, we've been hearing quite a bit about that, in the last 5 years, and failed to notify state or local authorities of the complaint. They have 6 months to respond. So obviously it could be a while before we hear anything more on that or any type of response. But with the Department of Justice findings, going to be a tough lawsuit, I think, for them to have a snowball's chance in. But so that's a lot of money. 90 more than 90 women, it said, and that that includes Simone Biles and Maggie Nichols, like I said. So we'll wait when we hear more and follow up with that one. This is the one that I found to be just insane. I had no idea about this one at all. And this is another one that I said I saw it once and I haven't heard much more about it. But Dean Spanos, the Chargers owner, is being sued by his sister, a long-standing legal dispute that continued this week when Dia Spanos Berberian, the sister of current Chargers owner Dean Spanos, filed a lawsuit accusing her brother of I can't say this word.
Misogynistic.
I struggle with that one. Misogynistic.
You got it.
And bad financial business practices, arguing that the Spanos family has no choice but to sell the team in order to pay off its debts. Excuse me. The suit filed Thursday in San Joaquin County Superior Court, as ESPN reported.
San
Joaquin. Butcher that. San what?
Yeah, San Joaquin.
Are you sure?
Positive.
How does Joaquin Phoenix say his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I'm pretty. Yeah, Joaquin.
I think it's San Joaquin.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
well, they filed a lawsuit in a superior court in a county in California.
Close enough. Yeah.
Seeking sole control of the Spanos family trust that constitutes more than 1/3 of the Chargers' ownership. Late billionaire Alex Spanos purchased the team in 1984, and his 4 children, including Dean and Dia, each own 15% of the club, while the family trust owns 36%. Berberian, therefore, is looking to control a total of 51% of the team, making her the majority owner, at which point she would sell the team because she claims that there is a bunch of debts accrued during the move from San Diego to LA. She also requests the court suspend and remove Dean Spanos as a co-trustee, accusing both he and brother Michael, the team's vice chairman, of operating, quote, out of their deeply held misogynistic attitudes and sense of entitlement as men in the family. The Spanos brothers, her lawsuit argues, quote, believe to their cores that regardless of what their parents intended and their wills specified, men are in charge and women should shut up. This is a quote from, this is a response from the Chargers. Quote, it is unfortunate that our sister Dia, who clearly has no interest in continuing to participate in the family's business, has resorted to leveling false and provocative charges in an attempt to impose her will on the rest of the family. The 3 of us and our children, representing more than 75% of the family and its ownership of its business, stand united in support of our parents' and grandparents' wishes, including as to the continued ownership and operation of the Chargers. So 2 brothers, 2 sisters, each own 15%. The other sister, Alexis, states, and this is her quote, the statements made in today's court filing about my brother Dean are outrageously untrue, she wrote. Quote, throughout this entire ordeal that was instigated without justification by my sister Dia, my brother Dean has been unfailingly respectful of me and my wishes, and he has been fighting along with my brother Michael and me to fulfill the wishes of our mother Faye relating to our family and our businesses To characterize Dean as somehow being less than fully respectful of women in our family is just not right. Interesting. You got Dean's, I say, has the upper hand here because he's got sister Alexis saying Dia's fucking nuts and she's making shit up because she wants to move this, or she wants to sell this team because she's claiming she has all these, family business debts or whatever, which, the other family members haven't really come out and said one way or the other if any of that's true. I don't know what Hunter is saying. Sketty is right in the comments, so it must be about that county in California.
Yeah, that one.
Whatever.
San Joaquin. Yeah, I can't even say it now.
Yeah, see?
San Joaquin.
It's a tricky one. Yeah, so that's it for the things that sting, though. No rundown today. But we do have Kevin Dustin on deck. He's ready to go, so we're going to take a quick break. This edition of the Things That Sting, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. We'll be back with My Hive, Kevin the Goat Dustin joining us. Blue Line Auto, located at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren, is locally owned and operated and is a family-run business specializing in vehicle sales and service. They offer state and safety inspections and general car repairs, including but not limited to brakes and rotors, tires, oil changes, batteries, starters, and alternators. They also offer vehicle undercoating prior to winter to help keep your vehicle protected. Currently, their hours are Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today to schedule your next appointment at 814-230-9061. Your safety is their goal.
Hi, this is Ryan Klein, the host of the new pop culture podcast, Me, Myself, and Rye. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and several other platforms. Special guests, breakaway shows, bonus episodes, cold beers, and a whole lot more. So what are you guys and gals waiting for? Subscribe now to the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast on Spotify or wherever it is that you get your shows and start listening today.
My Hive, Joe and Sketty's very own world of sports.
My Hive is presented by Blue Line Auto. For all your automotive needs, call Blue Line Auto at 814-230-9061 or stop in 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren. Welcome to the show, Kevin the Goat Dustin.
How's it going?
We're happy to have you. Anybody who doesn't know, Kevin, a Slippery Rock alumni, ran cross country at Slippery Rock and is now the current, he's a physical therapist, but also the coach of Warren Area High School track and field, plus Warren Area High School cross country, because you do it all.
Correct.
And we are your biggest PR supporters, you said.
Absolutely.
All right, Kevin, I asked you to grab a pen and paper. Did you do that?
I did. Now I'm a little nervous as why.
All right, here's what I need you to write down, okay? Write this down.
Okay.
S-A-N.
Okay.
Space. Okay. J-O-A-Q-U-I-N.
Q-E.
Okay, now say that word.
San Joaquin.
Is that right? Fuck. Nicely done. I can't read, turns out. we learned that. It's probably been a handful of times. I'm sure we could create a highlight reel of words that I've completely botched, but I definitely. What did I say? San what?
I don't
Joe
even
Quinn?
remember that.
San,
Yeah, something
San,
like that.
Joe Quinn.
San
yeah.
Joe Quinn. Whatever. I don't.
The
You know
sand
what?
gives it away.
I don't need you guys in your harassment.
Spanish root.
Yeah. So Kevin's joining us tonight. I just wanted to. We're going to start off. I mean, we're going to go into a number of like random things. Probably we're going to talk about golf. But tell us about the season. You had a very successful season on track and field. The girls specifically were fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about that. How'd it go?
Yeah, the girls were they tied for co-region this year with Corey and Meadville. We beat Corey first meet of the year. So they ended the season 5-1 because we lost to Meadville. It's all about those matchups. Corey ended up beating Meadville. They had strong throwing group this year, and so because we all lost to each other, they just give us the tie.
There should be a showdown. Why isn't there a show? There should be a showdown.
They should make districts a showdown. Yeah, whoever has the best performance there.
Yeah, and that would have been us, right? The Dragons.
It would have been close.
Yeah,
we had a really good showing there.
Oh, there's like 36 medals, right?
37, but who's counting?
30,
I guess.
30. It was probably a 7, and I thought it was a 6 because I can't read. So that's probably how that went.
Yeah, we did. They had a really good showing. The kids stepped up at districts big. The boys, though, I mean, they were region champs last year, but we lost. Not to Corey, but our second meet of the year. I can't remember who that was to. So the focus becomes once you lose a region championship, you can't get it back really. So like we just focused on getting Oil City. That's who we lost to. And then we focused on just get as many kids as you possibly can through the districts and get them their best performances at that point.
Graham Carr, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah. He had a great run at districts.
Did you tell him about that post?
Oh, as soon as you sent me that, I sent it to him. He found it hysterical. Funny thing is he had to wear those glasses. He was playing tennis and his retina.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah.
Tell the story. So he had we see the picture of him running in these cool shades, hair looking good, John Stamos vibe going out on the track, right. and then Kevin's like, he had to wear those, and I'm like, no, like yeah. Tell what happened. He got hit.
So he was playing tennis with I think a family friend or something like that. And the ball just got him square in the eye, and it messed up his retina. He took his glasses off the one day, and he showed me, and like his one pupil just super dilated, and the other one's like pinpoint. So he was like kind of fighting blindness there, and had to wear sunglasses for the rest of the season.
Did he ever accidentally leave his lane because he wasn't sure where he was?
No, I don't think that was a problem. He did forget his glasses once. But it was overcast, I guess. It was okay.
Everything's fine.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. No, that's good. So, no, that's great. You guys had, and is there, what's your senior situation looking like? Do you got a lot of returning runners and, field athletes for next season, or is it some fresh blood?
We definitely graduated some seniors, some good ones. Katie, Sophie, Ben, big in the sprints.
Ben White,
yeah,
he flies. I play hoops against him every once in a while, and I'm like,
yeah, he's a speedster.
Somebody else guard that kid. He's Sketty made me walk 9 holes today. I almost died.
I know Kevin, what happens there. Yeah,
Kevin's been through that with me before. Remember?
He got a cart halfway through.
That's what we had to do today.
No, but it was halfway through 9 holes.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even make the hole.
Dude, we were listen. This was one of those golf outings where we were doing something. We were drinking the night before. We were somewhere doing something, probably like a wedding, something. Because that's when all these ideas always happen. You're getting, drunk with your buddies, and it's like, yo, we should golf tomorrow. Yeah, that's a great idea. And I'm pretty sure we had 4 people in our group, and me and Kevin were the only 2 who showed up.
Yeah, it was
the other guys were like, no. So me and Kevin go, and we walk, and I'm like, no, this is not happening. There's not enough water at Conowongo for me to have, hydrated enough to walk 9 holes. So we definitely started on 10, and when we came down 13, I'm like, I think Rook was the pro then. I'm like, Rook, give me a cart. Like, I can't fucking do this. It was a sad day. I need to start walking more. I did good today. We walked 9 and then, but in my defense, we only walked half the holes this time because we were considering not playing the back. And then we were like, how can we play the back quicker? Well, if I don't die, that's one way to make it quicker. So we hopped in a cart for the back 9. But so Thursday, Kevin, you're going to be with me and Sketty and Wade.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fun. That's member guest, one day member guest. We have a 2:30, right?
Yep.
You're good for that? Everybody's good for that?
I'm good for that, yeah.
Wade never wrote back, but I just assume that means he's okay. He's ready to go.
That would be good.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I get off track. We'll get back to golf, but anything else you wanted to add about track, cross country? So that's fall. So you don't, right?
Yeah. Cross country. We just started summer runs for that. That's a whole nother beast. That's a 5K. But so cross country is a little more tight knit because everybody's doing the same thing.
Right.
So we're all training. You got the same goal in mind at the end of the year, which is not till it's like August 29th, or I'm sorry, October 29th. So we're working now with the end goal in mind is the end of October right now. So they got a ways to go, but
what's a summer run like? How far do they have to go?
So we're building mileage right now. So they're in the 20s a week right now. I think we only did a 4 to 6 miler this morning.
20 miles a week?
Yeah, that's that's where we start off.
That's great.
And then we end in like the 45 range per week. And then try and build a little bit come the season. For your talented sophomores or your junior seniors, they go a little more mileage. The young legs, like the 7th, 8th, 9th graders, they're still young. They're still growing. So we hold them back a little bit. But
so the 7th and 8th graders participate in that program, the summer run program?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cross country. We have 7 through 12.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then, so junior high, they don't run a 5K. They only run between 1.5 and 2. There's really actually no set distance.
That's my style right there. I could hang with
run that.
I could definitely run that. I don't want to. That's the problem.
We got some speedsters out.
I know I could do it. Well, yeah, they would beat me, but I would still I would at least be able to finish.
Maybe hop in a cart halfway through, and
if they had one available, I would absolutely take that option. Yes. No, I know I can run. I just don't want to. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I run during flag football. I run while I play basketball. Like, I just don't. If I'm doing something to occupy me while I'm, running, then I'm okay with running.
Yeah.
But it's just the doing it myself.
It's tough.
It's tough
to just go. It's tough to go out there, and that's why I give these kids credit. I mean, it's tough to go out there and just put miles in. Especially when your goal's not a couple weeks away. It's October. It's the end of October.
And I bet though, even for someone like you who did it in college,
right,
for you, probably head clearing time. I mean, you use this in a bunch of different ways. It's not just you're going for a run. It's not just you don't just love running and you just love the act of it. You're actually probably, clearing your head, using it for multiple things, stress relief and things like that.
The personal challenge, it's you against you, which is the nice thing. Is your person to be responsible for you, If you do the work, you get better.
I do dig that because that's what I'm like. That's what I like about golf is every time I go out, I'm trying to, better myself and be better, than my last time I was out and the time before that. And
so you might like running more than you think.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do like running this whole time. Just never wanted to do it. Maybe I'll give it a try tomorrow. I could start when Asher gets a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll be one of those people who's
buggy,
running through town with do you have to have the single wheel for those things? Can I do it with a 4-wheel? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a jogging stroller, and I'll give you a tip there. Make sure that sucker's locked because you'll flip it if it's not locked.
You have a story to tell?
Oh yeah, down the bike trail with my daughter Ellie. We were, first kid, and I left it unlocked, and it hit a root, and the wheel jumped and then turned, and as soon as it came back down, it just jumped the stroller. She tipped over. She didn't care. She was happy. She's strapped in there, just like
so strapped in. Yeah, she didn't even know.
She's laying there like, what just happened? I was like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, those things are
going
built
before
like
people look.
something I learned in putting together the stroller we have is it's like has like a roll. They're basically like have roll cages. I mean, you can't
they're pretty safe.
I'm not going to test it out with a minute or anything like that. But
just that.
It seems like if there was an incident that took place, we took our stroller on its maiden voyage today. Devin and I went for a walk because she's trying to get herself back together too, recovering and everything. And I'm not going to lie, like I trust myself putting shit together, but I'm like first 100 yards or so, I'm like shaking it, doing some things to it, like. Is a wheel gonna fall off? I was a little nervous a few times, but after we got going,
what were those extra screws for?
Yeah, those were just in case I lost one. Right? They weren't supposed to go in something. Yeah, it was a little nerve wracking for a minute, but once it got, we were sailing, then I'm like, oh, okay, this thing's good, and he enjoyed it. So, but yeah, I don't anticipate joining any races anytime soon, but I know that if I do, I have you and Mumford to fall on to be like, hey, like I need some training.
It's true. We got you for that.
I know. And also Dr. Kevin, the GOAT Dustin, is also our part-time physical therapist when we need one off the clock, which he probably hates. But Mumford always says though, and this is great, whenever we ask Kevin, like I had golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. Remember that when I had that 4 years ago? I had to wear that sleeve. Dude, that was one of the most like biggest pain I ever felt in my life. And everybody's like, get a cortisone shot. But they're like, but that sucks too at first. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do that then. Like I'll just suck it up and heal over winter, which it did. It did go away. Yeah. But I remember like asking Kevin questions, and it was like the first time I ever asked Kevin a question about like anything like that. And he goes, well, it could go either way. That's his answer. And Mumford, I look at Mumford, and Mumford's like, that's like what he tells everybody. So do you like definitively answer any doctor questions ever, Kevin? Or is that just like,
listen, you didn't want to hear you didn't really want to hear you got to stop golfing, did you?
That's actually a very fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give you some stretches to get you through the season. It'll heal in the winter.
And it did.
Yeah.
So actually, I guess you were right. That was great advice. But so yeah, how's the golf game going this summer for you, Kevin?
Well, I think it's like any other golf game. There's ups and downs.
Hear that?
I don't know. You're always trying to figure it out, And then when you think you got it figured out, you don't have it figured out.
No, you either forget it or something else goes wrong. That's what I always find.
Yeah.
Like if you're putting, putting and chipping great, but I can't get off the tee box, or I can get off the tee box, but from 150 in, I'm fucked. So it's like, yeah, I feel that. Did you golf tonight in the Monday Night League, right? Blueberry?
We did. Yep.
Any good?
That went
okay. Didn't sound positive.
Yeah, there's mistakes. There's definitely mistakes.
Yeah.
That could have been capitalized on, but
dinner was great though, right?
Dinner was great. Yeah. Can't complain about that.
Yeah. So I saw AJ today too, and
I beat him.
Like,
yeah.
You beat AJ?
Yeah, and he had the round of his life and still beat him,
What did he shoot?
He shot a 45.
Oh, that's pretty good for AJ. Yeah, that's good for AJ. That'd be good for me too, because I think me and AJ are kind of close when it comes to, I mean, I don't know what his exact handicap is, but I think we're pretty close to each other as far as that goes. But he told me that because AJ's like has an infamous slice.
Oh, big time.
So I'm just telling Sketty because he probably doesn't know this, but AJ has an infamous slice. Well, then today I saw him and he's like snap hook and everything. I'm like, what? So he's like, slice is gone, but I got a new problem. But it was just, it was good. But no, that's cool. So we're looking forward to Thursday. Member guests. So the format, Sketty, do you know the format off the top of your head?
Is it the same as last year?
Yeah, it's like they take like two scores on par threes.
Two scores on par fours. I think it's 3 scores on par threes and 1 score on par fives.
Is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. So yeah, we got a pretty pretty decent squad heading into that, so that'll be a good time. Anything else, Kevin, on in regards to track or anything like that?
The running world?
Any mentions you wanted to give to any of your seniors or anything like that, or any of the seniors going on to participate in track anywhere else?
Ben is probably going to do. He's doing football for sure at I can't think. Westminster, but he's he's going to. He said he's most likely going to do track. He just hasn't committed to it yet. Graham had offers, but he said he wanted to focus on his studies. Katie, of course, she's the swimmer you guys are talking. She's just
Katie Meyer.
Pool, yeah,
she just wins at everything.
She could have ran anywhere. Well,
she'd go play.
She wanted.
She'd probably go play college. Does she play basketball?
She does not.
She'd probably just go play. She'd probably go play basketball anywhere else, anyways, and still win though. She's a big American winning machine.
Yeah, she's good. But no, we got a lot of underclassmen, I should say. They're coming up. We're going to be okay for a little while here, which is nice. Always something to grow on and keep improving. But
does Beatty still have track?
Yeah, they got big numbers.
Do they still wear the banana suits?
Yellow? No, so
that's disappointing.
Like 2 years ago, switched to the blue and white. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That was like the.
I think they should have to wear the yellow suits around town. At least it's kind of like a hazing type of thing. Like track,
everybody knows. Everybody knows the Beatty bananas when they'd see him running. Yeah, it's like track practice.
Yep. I don't know where'd that start. Like, why yellow? Why?
I can tell you it's supposed to be gold because they're blue and gold. Okay. Initially, they were blue and gold. When I was there, they were blue and gold, but they switched to blue and white to coordinate with the Dragons, Born Dragons. But I mean, they had those suits. I wore those suits because I did do track. I did do track in 7th and 8th grade. Back when I thought running was okay, apparently, I don't know. But so those things have been around since I can remember. I mean, I don't know how long before me, but they were like.
I think infamous. It's the same suits, same exact one.
I would absolutely believe that they probably are like from
never updated
30 some years ago. No, that's cool. I think that's about it. I mean, nothing else you want to add as far as what about while we have you, then we'll get moving. But Steeler football this year. Kevin's a big Steeler fan. He's one of my He's one of my Sunday, buddies over here. By the way, did you see the upgrade I did for this
TVs?
Season? Yeah, mounted the other 2.
It's ready.
We have 3 mounted TVs now, so that's pretty badass.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, so more space because I had to make space. I got a kid. Dad life.
Just so he couldn't reach up for his stuff, right?
So he can pull one off the wall instead of off of It's probably actually super dangerous now that I think about it. So what's your outlook or expectations for the Steelers this coming year?
I don't know what they're doing at QB, but as long as Najee Harris stays healthy and good, they're going to probably put it all on him.
I would think
run him.
I honestly pretty obviously a solid defense they have.
They lost somebody, didn't they?
Stephon Tuitt just retired.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, Tuitt just retired. But Mitch Trubisky is serviceable. Can we at least call him that? He took Matt Nagy's offense to the playoffs twice. That's
for sure.
I've seen places where they're giving him awards just for doing that because Matt Nagy is just terrible. But
maybe he gets him through 1 year until the Pitt kid can come in and
they're gonna wait and see if Kenny Pickett's hands get any bigger.
Yeah, he's sitting at home stretching them right now.
He's gonna get implants. Two hand and just one. He only needs one. Yeah, one hand implant and just have one big.
Didn't they say the same stuff about Burrow though? Small hands or something?
They did. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that is so nitpicky. Drew Brees, I think, was the other one where his hand size was I think the smallest in the league up until his retirement. But it's like if he can huck it, he can huck it. Who gives a shit?
Right.
I mean,
as long as you can play.
like, what are they? Is the concern strip sacks? Because if that's the case, then you should fucking look at your offensive line and not your quarterback's hand size. Because what's the problem? I mean, I don't know. I'm still not sold that the Kenny Pickett choice was the right one.
You liked the kid from Liberty, wasn't it? Was it Liberty?
Yeah, Malik.
Malik, yeah.
Malik Willis.
I liked him too. I liked him.
Yeah. I just something about him and a little bit like work ethic, just from what I read about him and everything. Character stuff, I really liked him. Arm strength is good. I don't know. He's got decent sized hands.
Yeah.
What's your take on the fake slide?
Kenny, was that Kenny? That was Kenny Pickett, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like,
take what you can.
We did talk about that when it happened, didn't we?
Yep.
But
the Kenny Pickett rule.
Yeah,
I was gonna say they made a rule.
They made it a rule right away. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's hey. At the time, nothing was in place. There was nothing wrong with doing it. What if you take every advantage you can get. I mean, the guy gave up on him, and I don't blame him, because if he didn't, he's going to get a personal foul and who knows what else. But
it's tricky.
No, I mean, hey, to me, it's kind of that's a +1 for Kenny Pickett, because he knew the rules. He knew what what he could do and what he couldn't do. He's aware, right? That would be what they would measure that under. His awareness is good. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm curious to see how that all shakes out there and what he looks like in camp, and that'll be one to keep an eye on, because Mitch Trubisky by no means is. I would assume they're calling him the starter at this point, but that's a job that could very easily be lost if he's not playing well.
Yeah, they're gonna compete for it. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah, and did they sign another one too, or no?
Well, was Mason still there?
Oh yeah, right? Mason's still there. You know who I'm thinking about? This is another one. I keep forgetting the Bills have Case Keenum and Matt Barkley on their roster right now. That was two that I forgot about. Case Keenum, and as not like Von Miller, like I said earlier, Sketty. I keep forgetting Von Miller's a Bill, and then I get excited again. When I remembered that Case Keenum was a Bill, I was just like, oh.
Oh, you don't like him?
I don't not like him, but what the fuck is he going to do there? Like him and Barkley are going to be competing. Well, I think him and Barkley will compete for one spot, but Barkley, has been on that team before. He was there for 2 or 3 years before he left and went to, I think he backed up Tannehill in Tennessee last year, I think. But he's back.
Because he's bad.
Well, yeah, he's a backup. He's not. He's
no starter. Yeah,
right.
Case Keenum's a winner, bud.
Him and Diggs have some chemistry. There's video evidence. Yeah. The Minneapolis Miracle, or whatever the hell they called it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, next week we're getting into the breakdown of all the teams, and that's going to be a lot of fun, because, I mean, there is a handful that starters aren't set in stone. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot to be said about Jalen Hurts right now. Like, people are really saying it's kind of now or never for him. Who's going to be the Giants quarterback?
Yeah. Who do they have? Jones and
Danny Dimes looks like shit every year. I mean, every year.
Yeah, but who is it? Did they sign someone, or did they?
I think they did. See, I can't
remember now.
This is why we're doing it next week.
We got to do the deep dive. I don't remember.
just a preview. He doesn't have the stats yet.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Giants QBs depth chart. There we go. Oh yeah, they did. Tyrod Taylor.
Your boy.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Tyrod Taylor.
All he does is win.
What a minute. He's just had a run of bad luck, apparently, because he got his lung punctured by a team doctor. Kevin, have you ever done that? Have you ever been
dealt with a punctured lung?
Have you ever injured somebody who you're working on, like sidelines, like shit's getting real, game's on the line, you're working on somebody and you just puncture their lung or do something that hurts them further?
Can't say that I have. No, yeah. Thank God.
It seems like he could have been paid to do that. Like somebody really didn't want Taylor in at quarterback, and they're like, just give him the shot, but aim 5 inches to the left of where you're supposed to put it.
I mean, it was really fortunate for the Chargers. Like Justin Herbert's good, so
yeah,
might not have been.
Maybe they knew
might
that,
not have been an
and
accident.
they were just waiting for the reason, and they couldn't find a reason, so they did that. Also, side note, I think a punctured lung like that, makes me cringe just saying those two words together. Doesn't that sound like the most fucking painful thing that you could ever endure? Like,
that's just gonna collapse on you.
Just me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do that.
I don't either. That sounds awful. There's a lot of other injuries I would take. Like if I had to pick an injury, if they're here's a list.
That's not high on
it. Yeah, no, it's at the very close to the very bottom, if not even,
How do you do that as a doctor? Just kind of whoopsies.
Right. Yeah. That's the other thing. I think, and didn't he sue them?
The doctor? He sued the doctor?
I don't remember. I would assume
the Chargers. Taylor. It's Chargers doctor, right? Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah.
Injury. Yeah, just his lung punctured by team doctor. Oh, Taylor declined to file a grievance against the Chargers for that.
Good guy.
Yeah, real nice guy.
And it says
a lot of character out in New
He
York.
chooses the doctor's fate after QB's freak lung injury. Who the fuck's going to hire that guy after that anyways? And that's why I think it was I think that might have been a setup. They wanted Herbert in there. And
here we go. We go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he was giving him a pain-killing injection to his ribs. That was what he was trying to do. I mean, I'm not too up to date on my anatomy or anything, but is that a good miss or a bad miss? I
don't think it's ever a good miss.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it was on purpose. I mean, now especially with what we know about their misogynistic owner and everything that we learned in the last segment about how shady the Spanos family is, it sounds like an order from above. And maybe Dia should have said something about that in her lawsuit, and then I would be like, oh, maybe Dia is on to something here. Maybe she's not absolutely insane. I don't know. All right. We'll wrap this up. Kevin, we greatly appreciate you coming on. You are the GOAT, as we always mention to you. Are you playing flag football this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got some new players. Eli said he's playing, I think.
He's in. I think we got him and Nick, maybe.
Oh yeah, Gianelli. Yeah, so you got some fresh blood. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll still be doing the same thing.
Running down the field, catching touchdowns, telling us he plays and still doing them.
I have done that before, Scotty. That's a true story. I told you guys we weren't playing you though, were we?
Were you on the time you were?
You were warming up though the one game, and I was lining up at receiver, and you guys were standing there, and I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking dust this kid, and I did it. And they were like, "What?"
He told you.
I did. I told him. I told the kid who was covering me. I was like, "Dude, I'm going deep." And he's like, "All right." And I don't know if he didn't believe me or I don't know, but I got well behind him because I don't think he was anywhere near me when I caught it and scored. But no, flag football league's fun. I like when I hope you guys. I'm always rooting for your team. What are you guys even called now? Are you URC Space Force?
URC, yeah. We just combined it. URC Space Force.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cornerstone Snakes are back. We didn't pick anybody up this year, though.
That's good. You don't need anybody
Bring the
else.
championship team back.
Well, we have a free agent opening.
Do you?
Yeah, but we didn't fill it. We opted not to fill it. Ryan Mangini left.
Oh no.
Yeah,
he rushes me. I'm fine with that. It gives me a little more time in the pocket.
He left. Well, he's not even a full-time pass rusher though, because he was more on the offensive line. Because now Nick Pace and Justin are the pass rush, or not Justin, Josh Fedorowski are the pass rushers. So
not a lot of time anyway.
But he was like bored with it. He said,
"Too easy."
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. We're gonna have him on soon too because he's coaching some hoops up at Eisenhower. So maybe
he's killing it up there. I heard.
Yeah. So we're gonna have him on to talk about that, and then maybe we'll pose the question to him and see if he'll say it on.
Ask about his retirement.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's what it came down to. Because he told me that at Sunday basketball one time. He's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like there's like two teams who we play against who it's a good game, and then it's just boring. But the one, I don't.
That's such a Bianchini thing to say.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, he is like a freak athlete, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's super athlete. So it doesn't surprise me that it wasn't much fun for him. But I think the goal is to get Maddie to all the games this coming year.
Never happened. Never.
I don't know. I have faith in him. I think something's different.
No chance.
I think something's different. He's coming. So, yeah, we didn't fill the spot, but all right, Kevin, we're going to let you go, but thanks for joining us and filling us in on, because we talk about, we followed up with, every time there was a meet, we tried to throw it out there, what was going on, and shout out some of the runners who were kicking ass and the field athletes and everything. So thanks for coming on. We'll do it again. Maybe we'll have you on some NFL chat here when everything starts kicking off. If you're interested,
study up on that stuff. I'm better versed at the track stuff.
Well, you're into the fantasy football and all that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So start brushing up, and come August, we'll do some things.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah.
Kevin's a good time. We'll have fun with him on Thursday at golf.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So anything else that you need to add before we call this a night?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. The only other thing I'm going to say one more time, I just want to throw out there a reminder to audio listeners, because we love when people are in the comment section throwing out opinions or making fun of us or Sketty's mustache, whatever you want to pick on. It's all approved. So speak your piece. So reminder to audio listeners, live shows are broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, 8 p.m. Mondays throughout summer, with the exception of next week, which we'll post about that on the page because of a scheduling conflict. But yeah, live shows Mondays, 8 p.m. throughout summer until football rolls around. Then we'll revert back to Thursdays, just because that's prime football time. Thursdays, 6 p.m. We usually get some good stuff going. So live shows broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Give us a follow, a like, a subscribe, whatever it might be. Even if you don't watch us on YouTube, just go subscribe to us anyways. It just helps us out, and we appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Want to thank the sponsors, a long list of them: Swing Juice, Bush Light, Your Daily Local, JP Photography, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, Me, Myself, and Rye Podcast, and Blue Line Auto. Thank you all for being a part of it, making it happen. Listeners, appreciate all of you. Sketty, I will see you Thursday you'll be at the range.
I'm hoping, like the way I played today, hoping by 1:30.
Were you mad that I didn't allow you range time today?
No,
I think you were a little bit, because your first couple hacks out there weren't so hot. So, and you were, this is what happens when I don't hit the range.
No, I just know that's going to happen. It just drives me nuts. But no, I'm not like, I wish I could just go out and hit the ball. Joe Nelson's real good at that. Even Dr. Bill Schuver, pretty good at getting right out of the car and walking onto the course. Not me. I got to warm up for like 5 minutes.
Warm up. I just do some calisthenics on the tee box and I'm ready.
Yeah, I can't do that. Just not enough.
I drank a couple Bush Lights at the club, in the clubhouse before.
That would have also been acceptable.
That's a good warm-up.
Couple beers is a good warm-up. Yeah, that would have worked.
So a couple beers are range for you. For me, it's couple beers or calisthenics on number one's tee box. Stretching it out, doing the things. Cool. All right, everybody, we will post sometime probably this coming weekend about when the show will be for the next week, because like I said, it will not be Monday at 8 o'clock, but we will put something up and let you guys know when it is once we figure that out. Thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight. Until next week, take care. Be safe.